Good morning, Algebra 2. Today is Tuesday, right, Charlie? Yep, okay, and we're going to get going on the quadratic formula today. Alrighty, I just want to make sure I had that right. There we go. Okay, it looks good. Lots of writing up here. Okay, so the quadratic formula is something from Algebra 1. Again, I've been trying to cover topics from Algebra 1 that I felt you should have when you go into Algebra 2. That way I know I've got everybody. Okay, the first thing is this is called the quadratic formula. It's something that should be memorized. The negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Standard form for a quadratic is ax squared plus bx plus c. So if I had something like 2x squared plus 3x plus 7, the 2 would be the a. So the 2 would go here and here. The 3 would be your b. That would go here and here in your formula. And the 7 would go right here. That's the only spot that would go. But it has to be in this form before you can use this. All right, just so you know that. In story problems, these are used in all kinds, and they're used in chemistry, the medical field, engineering, aeronautics, just a lot of different places. To get the maximum height of something that's thrown into the air, it's negative b over 2a, and then plug in your x, and that will give you your maximum height. Your total time, use the positive 0 for the x-intercept. So we'll just use the quadratic and get the two of them, and we'll use the positive one, because the negative one wouldn't make any sense. That's before time, actually. All right, so this is the problem I gave you, was right here as an example. And that is not in standard form. So I rewrote it in standard form. I moved these over here, got negative 4x squared plus 5x plus 10. And then I'm going to proceed to plug in the numbers. There's your negative b squared, negative 4 times negative 4 for a times 10 for c, all divided by negative 8. And when I did the math in here, notice I have two negatives. So I ended up going 25 plus 160, which gave me 185. That is a really common mistake. Be super careful when you find this number in here. Okay, and then you end up with negative 5 plus or minus the square root of 185 is 13.6 divided by negative 8. So I always do the plus sign first. I went negative 5 plus 13.6, which gives you like 9 point something, divided by negative 8. So that actually, if I think about that for a second, that would give me a negative 1.2. And then I did negative 5 minus 13.6, which gives you like 18.6 divided by 8. And that would actually give us the positive 2.3. So be careful when you're negative and plus signs. You can see it's easy to make a mistake. All right, so that's just a pretty general way that you just calculate that through. Now here's a story problem. So our story problem is Braden threw a rock at a crow. So there's our crow. Here's Braden throwing his rock. And this is the path of the rock. And the path of the rock is, you can actually do this. I know it sounds crazy, but math people do this all the time. This is the model of what his rock did, how high it went in the air, and where it went. Okay, so if I want to find the maximum height, that's the first question. That goes back over to here. I need to use this. So I went negative b over 2a. And so negative b would be negative 96. Watch your negative sign. 2 times a would be negative 32. When I divided those, I got 3. You take your 3 and you plug it in right here. So I went 3 squared is 9. It's negative 16 times 9 plus 96 times 3 plus 10. I did all that and I got 154. And so that means Braden is quite amazing because he threw that rock 154 feet in the air. That is just like superhuman. Good job, Braden. Okay, now to find the total time in the air, what we have to do is take this and put it into the quadratic formula right here. And so that's what I did. I plugged all these numbers in, just using these. There's my A, there's my B, and there's my C. And I did the math. And when I came out, it came out with a negative 0.1 and a 6.1. Well, the negative 0.1 is actually back here in time. I really don't care about that. What I care was how long it was in the air. So that's from here all the way to here. And so this right here would be 6.1 seconds was how long it was in the air. And so that's what's going to go right here is the positive one for that. And I'll let you practice that again when we do the practice quiz. And you might need to watch this a little bit and slow it down, stop it once in a while. But anyways, that's for Friday's quiz. Hope you have a great Tuesday.